The first one is relationships. Love for God should supersede any other love. Love for God should supersede love for anything else. Let's read verse 25 and verse 26. Now great crowds accompanied him, and he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, and yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now this phrase can get lost in translation. Is Jesus telling us to hate our family? No, because according to the Hebrew idiom of comparison, it is a comparative kind of language that Jesus is using. Your love for God should be so much that your love for anything else feels like hate. Let me ask you a question. So brother, what's your favorite color? I know, okay, before you say that, one of the worst questions to ask an adult is what their favorite color. But I'm going to ask it regardless. What's your favorite color? Blue. Blue, okay. What's your favorite, so you love the color blue, you love, what's your favorite dish that you would like to have any day? Biryani. I love biryani too, thank you. So, okay, now I'm going to ask a really insulting question, okay? Do you like the color blue or your daughter more? You see? Don't answer that. See, this is the issue though. This is the issue. It is an insulting question because there is no comparison. The color blue is nothing, right? That's what Jesus is saying here. Our love for Jesus must be so much that any other love seems ridiculous. It's like the color blue. How much do I love the color blue more than my daughter? There is no comparison. In comparison, it should feel like hate, and that is what Jesus is saying. If Jesus asked you to choose between your family and him, who would you choose? That is the right answer. One of the things in the US at least is where parents build memories for their children, right? That's like this huge thing. You're building memories. And all the time they're talking about having memories with their children, building memories. But a lot of time goes into that. And then the argument usually is, well, God gave me a family, so I'm going to spend all my time and energy and money on my family. But does that argument work in terms of your profession? If God gave you a profession, is it okay to spend all your time on your profession? Is it okay to be a workaholic? So that argument doesn't really work. Love is measured in time. What do you spend the most time on? The time you spend on an entity will show you the priority that you've put on that entity. And it's good to spend our resources on family, but there needs to be a balance. In your own mind, what does it mean to love God more than family? How would we act if our love for God was so much that our love for family felt like hate? One of my very good friends is a missionary, or was a missionary in Africa for a couple of decades. He has 3 children. And he came to the US for 10 years while his children went through high school and college. And after those 10 years, they went to high school, college, and then some of them got married. And this brother went back as a missionary. So he spends his time between the kingdom, the Republic of Georgia and Thailand and Kenya, where he's a missionary. 2 of his children stay in the US. 1 child stays in Thailand. Would he like to see his US children more? Absolutely. But you see, he loves Jesus more. He loves the gospel more. So he's willing to let that go so that he can spend more time doing the gospel. Each of us need to figure out what it means, what decisions we need to make, how much time and money and effort we need to realign to show that we love God more than our family.